Matt, 2-1 loss in the FA Trophy here today at South Park. First half, we controlled it, and the second half, after about 15 minutes, we capitulated. What's your view?
Yeah, I think first 20 minutes I thought we were okay. I thought second 15, 20 minutes we weren't great, then we was a bit better just before half time. I thought second half I thought we were absolutely abysmal, if I'm honest. And we don't test the other teams enough. I thought you have to give some credit to the other team because they passed it, they moved. So was it just down to us not being very good? Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mixture of the two. But yeah, we're not where we want to be. We're not. Like I say, we can talk about it till the cows come home. We've been brilliant on Tuesday or Wednesday night away to Hastings, and I was full of praise for the players. But if you go back to the Beckenham game, which was 2 games before that, it was way off the pace. And if you look at today, it's way off the pace. And we can't have 2 good games and 2 bad games. Otherwise, at the moment, that we've played 9 games this year, we've won 5 and lost 4. Like that's not acceptable. And I take full responsibility for that. And it will have to change. It's going to have to change. Like I say, I'm not one to want to chop and change stuff because I think we're not getting the opportunity to train. But some of the things that have not happened today are nothing to do with training. The goals that we're conceding, the 2 goals from distance, just poor defending. The first goal, I mean, I've never seen anything like it in my life watching centre halves. I mean, it was just absolutely shocking. But yeah, like I say, look, it's a tough one to take because I felt at 1-0, although I thought they was okay, I thought we were largely in control. Second half, it's just like you have to be honest, and it's not nice doing interviews like this, but ultimately, like I say, the buck stops with me, and I'm not happy with that performance.
Consistency is key, like you said before. You know, 1 win, then a draw, then a loss, then another loss. A loss, then draw. But the game happened in moments today. They come out, there was an offside for their first goal. We did look back at it at half time, and it was. And then obviously we scored a really good goal. And I thought personally that we were going to push on. We looked like the only team full of confidence. Second half, Sadiq misses, and then the referee makes what is a mistake, and then they score from it. What was your view on that?
Yeah, look, it's a corner, and we've given away, but they've decided to give a goal kick when it's a corner. They've taken the goal kick quickly, of which we're then not set, and they break and score. So, yeah, it's a poor decision from the officials. 100% it's a corner. We haven't then reacted properly, but the ball's in their goal mouth. It shouldn't result in a goal. So irrespective of whether the referee's got it right or wrong, which he did get it wrong, that can't result from one goal mouth to the other one and end up in the back of the goal. Like that's just not good enough. So yes, I thought there was 1 or 2 penalty shouts in the second half, which again we can look back at. I don't think the referees had the greatest of games, but if I'm honest, we need to look at ourselves before we start worrying about officials. So I'm not really too concerned about that. I'm more concerned in we're not working the goalkeeper anywhere near enough. We're not securing the ball in the final third anywhere near enough. And it's got to change, and it's going to change from now.
Yeah, like you said, we're not here to blame officials. You know, we'll have good days and bad days. What's the mood like now after this as well? And what is your thinking? Like you said, you're thinking forward, and you want to be up there in the top half of the table, being out of the cups, which means probably now we do get a nice little run in the league. But what's your full thinking behind the mood in the camp and the players that we have around and moving forward?
Yeah, look, the mood's not going to be great because we've just lost a game that we should be winning. But we've got to decide in the next 24 to 48 hours what we are as a team and as a club. And if we're a young team that is just in the D division to compete, then we're okay. If we're a team that wants to have aspirations of doing better than that, we're not near where we need to be. And that's the discussions for myself and the staff that we need to decide what we're going to be. And if we're going to be that team that's going to go and be better than some of the other teams in our division and be in and around the top teams, which, like I say, on our day we're capable of doing, but you can't be inconsistent. And at the moment, with the age group of the team, that's why there is inconsistency. We're not experienced enough, and now we've got to look at, like I say, do we have a year of building and keep this group together and build it, or do we go, no, we're going to need to go and get 1 or 2 or 3 experienced players that already know the level and are going to turn up from day one. And I think that's, like I say, it's really important not to make knee-jerk reactions, but I think over the course of the last 5 or 6 performances, we've had 2 or 3 really good ones. Even if you look back at Ashford, we were excellent, but we lost. Beckenham, we were poor and lost. Hastings, we were excellent, but we lost. Today, we were average and lost. So, for me, the game's about winning football matches. We're not a development team. We're not an under-23 team. It is our first year at the level. And I think that at the moment, we're in the middle of where we need to be. We're not quite where we want to be. We're building towards it. And like I say, you saw in spells today that we're capable. But for the large part, we're not where we want to be, or certainly I want to be, and I think probably where the club want to be as well. So I think that's where we got to match all that up in the next 24 to 48 hours, decide where we all want to go, and then we make the adjustments that need to be made.
And attentions will turn to Tuesday night now, but just before Tuesday night, before we go on to that question, tomorrow all of our youth teams start as well, and that's really massive for the club. So I'm sure you want to join me in saying wishing them all the best of luck tomorrow. And what do you expect with our youth system? And then we'll ask the last question straight after.
Yeah, no, look, it's brilliant. Like I say, there's some great teams, some great young players, and it's what everybody looks forward to. When you're a young kid, we came in today and there's a tournament over there and you see the excitement, and I just probably look at our team and we probably need to play with a little bit more excitement like you do when you're 8, 9, 10 years old, especially when we've got such a young group. So to not play with that enthusiasm is disappointing. So, but yeah, like I say, look, I wish all them young players the best, and same with the coaches.
Last thing, Tuesday, because there's no game on Saturday, so we do get a nice rest period in between. What's the thoughts on Tuesday? Going to change the squad up, give some of the fringe players that opportunity, or are you going to try and double down and get the form out of the players?
Yeah, look, I think we've got, obviously myself and Coyley and the staff have got to have a conversation today about what we're doing in regards to which way we turn, and then we can use Tuesday to obviously to do that. So if that means changes, it means changes. If it means that we're sticking with what we're doing, then we obviously stick with what we're doing. So I think the next 24 hours will tell that, and then we do get a nice break, but it gives us some time on a training ground. We've got another Kent Cup game next Tuesday as well, so we've got 2 more cup games before we play back in the league. Obviously now we're not due to play on the 23rd, I don't believe, but obviously we might get a fixture scheduled depending on who else went out of this competition today. But if not, we don't play now till the 30th against Hive, so we've got plenty of time to do the work we need to do, whether that be on a training ground or whether that be with bringing players in.
See you Tuesday.
No worries.